Good morning, everyone. We will be starting shortly. FTV.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. We will be starting shortly.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. Yes, Sonali, we can start. Sonali, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all the members of the academic fraternity present in the day 2 of Faculty Development Program on New Age Technologies for Innovative Solutions. Today we have with us Mr. Pankaj Muthe. Mr. Pankaj Muthe has 20 years of work experience across education, marketing, consulting, and research sectors. In his earlier roles, he has worked with Government of Malta's Ministry of Economy as its regional leader and with the University of Edinburgh, which is among the top 20 universities in the world, as the country director. Pankaj Muthe now heads the academic program for CLIck for the Asia Pacific region, a leading data analytics company since more than 5 years. He launched this program and now it is seeded in more than 400 institutions in the country. It is the only industry aligned data analytics program with advanced learning resources, training, qualifications, and certifications for students and professors, partnerships with leading industry associations such as NASCOM, ICT Academy, and has been developed during his tenure to reach out to the academic community. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you can start with your presentation. We will remove our PPT and you
Sure. Yeah. So just checking if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, great. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the detailed introduction about me and about the company. And thanks very much for inviting me to talk about Click academic program. And I think the theme of today is data analytics. So I will be covering data analytics as a part of the program and what are the various features that are offered under this program to get trained and certified in data analytics. So the academic program is essentially for colleges and institutions where we provide learning resources to get trained and qualified. So I'm going to talk about that. And if you have any questions in the meantime, maybe I can answer them during the presentation or we can do it in the end. So today's agenda is that I will be talking a bit about data analytics. Then a bit about what are the prospects in analytics as a career for students and professors. Then I will share some introduction about Click as a company, what is Click into and what do we offer. I will talk about the program, basically, like what is the academic program and what are the various features offered under this program, what are the various benefits that the program offers to academic institutions. After some time, like around 10:45, we will be joined in by my colleague Ashwath Raj, who's the Click technical expert. So, ma'am, if you could make a note of this because he will also do a presentation, so he should get access to the screen. So I will keep you notified once he joins, but just for your information. Then I will also help you understand, like I will actually help you navigate the academic program portal where all the resources of the program are sitting. So you know how to navigate through the resources and what are the various features under the academic program that are offered. So a bit about data analytics in terms of codes, like what is the industry talking about as far as data analytics is concerned. So I've just picked up like 4 interesting quotes that talk about data analytics, and some of you might have already heard these, but I'll just repeat them for your information. So the first on your left is by the ex-CEO of Hewlett Packard, and she said recently in the past that the goal is to turn data into information and information into insight. So basically, we are all surrounded by data today, and the job of every professional or every academic is to make sure that how can we translate data into some meaningful information. The second quote is very famous, and various other people have also quoted this. Although I'm not sure if this gentleman has, created this quote, but I've heard this from Mr. Narayan Murthy very often, and he used to say, "In God we trust; all others must bring data." Okay, so we are moving towards an era where a lot of objectivity in information is going to come to play. So we will only look at data. And earlier, there was a very famous quote where we used to say, management or anything is an art and science. Okay, same with data. Data is art and science, but I think the art part of data will reduce quite a bit, and the science part of data will increase. So we'll have a lot more focus into data. The third quote is, without data you're just another person with an opinion. Okay, so Click as a company has a vision around data literacy, and the definition of data literacy is when you can communicate, argue with data. Okay, so more and more in the future we'll only have data to talk about when you look at decision making or we are having any discussion. So without data, anything else is just an opinion. The next quote is, information is the oil of the 21st century and analytics is the combustion engine. So a lot of you might have heard a similar quote like, data is the new oil. Okay, which is very true. So like what oil was maybe 20 years back, the importance of oil, which helped drive the automobile industry. Today, data is the industry of this century, and it's going to drive a lot of technologies. And this FDP, you are covering so many other topics. So I think data is going to be like a common denominator for a lot of technologies that we'll see in the future. Some of these are like old codes, but just to give you an idea about the data that is generated every minute or every day, and it's huge. Like like whatever we are doing right now today, this session is going on. That data is being created. It's streaming live on YouTube, so that's another form of data. Then we use social media like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. That's also data. So we as consumers are consuming data, and the industry is making sense of what we are trying to do. Like the job of the industry is to make sure that a lot of information that is created for us, or lot products that are created for us, are customized exactly to our tastes and needs. So, okay, so that's where data comes as a bridge, because the information that we consume, the information that we access, helps companies translate that data into insights, information, and various products moving forward. So that's the importance of data, and more data is being created. And as we are speaking now, maybe, for example, tomorrow the data that will be generated will be more than today. So that's where the importance of data and data analytics is there. Okay, so we are living in a digital economy. There is no doubt about it. More and more digitization is happening. More and more data is being created. But data is just a source. Okay, so data is an information. Although we hear some fancy terms around data, but it's like just another technology that is out there. What is important is for people who can make sense of this data. Okay, so as long as there are people who can make sense of data, or who can harness data and harness various tools and technologies that are available in analytics, data is just meaningless. Okay, it's out there, but it's it's like if you're not able to make sense of it, it's useless. So for example, we have, let's say, an environmentalist. So for an environmentalist, he might be doing his regular work, and he might be doing his research on a regular basis. And if he's not familiar that there is so much of data that is out there related to his industry, where he can actually take his research to another level, then it is of no use to him, because then he's moving in the same loop. He's grappling with the same amount of information that he was doing 2 years or 5 years down the line. But if he actually accesses the data that is being created in his own industry and makes sense of it to take it forward, that is where he will be able to move forward as far as the technology is concerned. So people are the bridge between data and the information, because if you don't make sense of it, it is purely useless. As far as prospects in data analytics are concerned, it's a no-brainer. There's so much happening around data. Like I mentioned, the increase in digitization has led to fast adoption in analytics as a data in the last 1.5 years. Especially, we have all been confined in small spaces, and that also meant that we are using technology to a large extent, more than what we were using before 2019. So that has actually spurred a rise in digitization, and ultimately it has led to the growth in the data science industry also. So this is one of the statistics that hiring in data science industry has increased by 46% in the US. LinkedIn came up with a report this year, and according to LinkedIn, roles in analytics are among the most in-demand jobs today. Roles such as data scientist, data engineer roles in the US are growing by 35% annually. So this is a very recent report, so obviously it makes a lot of sense. Another research firm, Deloitte, which is among the big 5 consultancies in the world, found out last year that number of jobs posted by tech companies for analysis skills surpassed traditional skills in engineering, customer support, marketing, PR, and administration. So obviously, there is a lot of data and research around this, that jobs and career in analytics are seeing a massive growth, and that is where we as a company have taken the lead to give maximum resources for training in data analytics. So the future generation gets trained and makes use of these technologies for their career. So let me talk a bit about Click. Click is one of the leading data analytics companies. We have more than 50,000 customers worldwide in more than 100 countries. We are 2,000 plus employees strong. If you know about Gartner, which is a leading technology consultant and research company, they come up with a magic quadrant every year. And for last 10 years, Click has been ranked as a leader in the Gartner magic quadrant. The market momentum has been extremely good for Click. We've seen a great amount of growth since last many years. Even last year, when the job market was down, the consumption was down, we saw a very healthy growth, and we are growing at a very rapid pace. The global system of Click is also very strong. So we work along system integrators and companies like Accenture, Deloitte, Cognizant, Microsoft, Infosys, Wipro. These are the companies that we work alongside, and we work with them to partner technology solutions for their end clients. So Click, like I said, it's obviously a data analytics company, but we believe in creating a business value for our clients and for our partners. We are a cloud-based company. We have an end-to-end platform. So we're not only into pure data analytics, we have an integrated solution. So that includes data integration, artificial intelligence. Then we also connect with other leading technologies to create maybe predictive analytics and various other data analytics solutions that are in demand in the industry. We are also leaders as far as the data literacy campaign is concerned, and we have several programs that are available under data literacy, which you as professors and your students also have access to the data literacy program, which I'm going to cover after some time. Okay, so one of the key difference or the USP of Click is around the associative engine. Okay, so this is like one of the, I want to highlight this feature because this stands out from all the other technology companies in data analytics. So most of the companies in data analytics work around query-based system. So a query-based system is a linear system, and most of you might be aware of it. Like if you ask a question, you get an answer to only that question. So you as a technologist, then you have to post a query, and once you post that query, you get an answer to that. So it's highly linear. and there is a cycle that happens in the query based tool, which is you ask a question, then wait for an answer, and then again ask a question. Whereas Click, on the other hand, works on the associative engine. We have this technology, which is a patented technology. So what is an associative engine? Is basically we allow the user to explore all the data that is associated with the question. So, for example, if I'm a manager of a salesperson and I ask him like, how much sales did he do in that territory, and then he'll say, okay, I did so and so sales in the north region. But as a manager, I'm also interested in understanding that where's the other potential for sales, where else can he explore. Okay, so that is the question, that is the answer that I'm seeking, although that is probably not what I asked. So the Click Associative Engine gives the user the power to also highlight the other areas where the potential will exist. So it's quite like the human brain, like the human brain doesn't work in a linear fashion. If you listen to something, if you're thinking of something, you look at it in a more holistic fashion. So that's how the Click Associative Engine also works. So it's something what we call as like a discovery of data or exploring without boundaries. So that's the major difference between Click and other query based tools. Some of our customers on this slide, and like I said, we have more than 50,000 customers, and I'm just highlighting few customers because these are across different industries, right from financial services on the left to like travel and infrastructure companies to NGOs and companies in the social space. Then we have heavy engineering companies like Siemens, Novartis, pharma companies, and technology majors like Accenture, Deloitte, Cisco, so on and so forth. And in India, we have more than 700 customers. So the customer base is quite huge. Probably this is the defining quote of Click as far as the mission is concerned and as far as the academic program is concerned. So Click is on a mission to create a data literate world where everyone can use data to solve the most challenging problems. Okay, so the mission of Click is to create a data literate world. Click is also a leader in the data literacy campaign. We have created a lot of resources around data literacy, which are available to students, professors, and also the corporate world. So in essence, what is the Click academic program? First important thing, aspect of the academic program, I think, is that we provide free resources for professors and students to get trained in analytics. The most important feature, I think. The key feature includes online training, like an online portal where all the training sits, and the value of that training itself is worth $3,500 per person per year, which we are giving to the educational institutions for free. So what are the tangibles? Tangible outcome out of this training and out of getting certified and qualified is a scope to work for more than 50,000 Click customers. Our aim is to bridge the talent gap in the market. As I told you in my earlier slides, that there is a massive rise in data analytics as a career and as a profession. So we are trying to bridge that talent gap. Just a slide about the spread of the academic program. We are spread across 97 countries, including India. We have 2,500 universities and institutions that are a part of this program, and more than 27,000 students have got trained or are still training under the academic program. This slide will give you a snapshot of what the academic program is, what are the resources available under the program. I will talk about this in short, and then maybe later on we can go and navigate the learning portal where you can see these resources, like where are they sitting and how do they look like. So starting from the left, we offer the Click Sense business software, which is the leading industry software used by most of our customers. So we offer the exact version of this software, which means that if the students land a job, or if you professors get a project in related to data analytics where you wish to use the software, you actually can collaborate with the industry easily because it's the exact version that we are giving you, which the industry uses. The second is the learning portal. As I mentioned in my previous slide, the learning portal itself has resources worth more than $3,000 per person, which we are giving to you for free. It contains online training, which is like a self-service learning platform. It contains videos, guides, quizzes. It also contains a smart search. If you want to search for specific topics or subjects in analytics, you can use the search option. We have the qualifications and certifications that are available, which I would say is a logical step for you to or students to do once they finish the learning. So they have a product and data analytic exams. The various prep courses are available. After you successfully complete the exam, you get a certificate and a digital badge. We also have a data analytics curriculum, which is a product agnostic curriculum used maybe useful for professors and institutions like yours. If you want to embed a course of data analytics as a part of your course, or maybe as an elective, or even for the sake of fun, you can pick and choose these lecture notes, which are completely available for you at your disposal. It contains PowerPoint and takeaway documents, so everything that you need to start a course in data analytics. We have the support resources. So in case a student has any doubt, or if there are some questions related to the industry, the product, you can go on the community forum, and then you can access these resources. We also have a customer support for you, or if you wish to access that as a part of your learning experience. So as far as the program benefits are concerned, we have we've done various research studies, and various research studies have shown that students are better prepared for the data driven economy. As ma'am mentioned in the beginning, that this is an industry developed curriculum, which means that it's coming, the entire course material is coming from an industry leader. So which means that it's highly relevant as far as careers and jobs are concerned. For professors, it also helps enhance their learning experience on a personal note. And also when they are teaching to students, I think they get access to world-class resources for teaching in the class. For universities, by being associated with us, I think it's a great co-branding exercise. It's a win-win for universities and Click both, and it improves the value of the entire offerings that they are doing. And I think if they do not have anything, a subject or a course or a curriculum related to analytics, I think this is one of the best resource material that's available out there. These are some of the findings that we came across when we interviewed certain students. And on the left, 85% of students rated their experience with the program as very good. 92% of students agree that the program is making them prepare for a data-driven business world by providing a hands-on experience with data analytics and teaching critical data literacy skills. Okay, so there are various research studies that we have done, but I think these two findings kind of highlight what the program has done and made students. I think since there is an association with ICT Academy, there has been a lot of students and professors from your institutions that have applied to the program. But in case you haven't done that, this is the link for you to apply to the program. And or you can simply Google Click Academic Program, and you will get an answer. You'll get access to this program to sign up. Okay, now I'm going to play a short video. I just wanted to confirm if the audio on the video will be available, or how does that work out?
We are able to see the video.
Okay.
When you will play, we will come to know whether the audio is coming.
Okay, fine. So I'll start, and if the audio is not visible, it's fine because there is music in the background.
Okay.
Okay, so
We are not able to hear the audio.
okay. So that's fine, ma'am, because like I said, it's more of
Fine.
audio. and it's just a 2 minutes video.
Because if you have to play the audio, you will have to remove your headphones, I think, then only it will be played.
Okay, okay. Can you hear now?
No. Let it be, okay?
Okay, so this is just a product tour, but when our technical expert will join, he will actually show all these features on the screen. So I think that will be more interactive. But I just wanted to introduce how the product looks like, because like till the time you don't see how the features of a product are, you are not able to relate to what the other person is talking. Okay, so if there are any questions, I can take them now, or because we have another 15 minutes for Ashwath to join in, or else we can move on to the other part of the learning portal, where I'm going to actually show you and demo the learning portal, Click Academy program portal to you. If you have any questions right now, you can either maybe type it in the chat box, I think, because a lot of you might be muted, or I can move on to the next.
Sir, there are no questions in the chat box.
Okay, fine. No problem. So we will move on to the learning portal then. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Learning.click.com, that one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. So like I mentioned, this once you sign up for the program, these are the learning resources that are available to you. And the first thing that you should do after you sign up and after your application is approved, or maybe your students, is to visit this site, which is learning.com.click.com. And under this, you have to basically sign up. So this is where I've signed up using my username, password, and that's how you get access into this portal. Now, what happens is under the learning.click.com portal, we have a lot of resources that are available. So this might get confusing and overwhelming for a lot of you. So the best thing to do in this case is to simply go on programs and go on the academic program page, which is right under programs. So that is the entry point for you to gain access to the academic program portal. Okay. So this is the academic program portal where all the resources including training, exams, certifications sit. So this is the best way to start. So let me show you some of the resources that are available. So we have basically three different pathways of learning. One is business analyst, second is data architect, and third is data literacy. Okay, so these are the data analytics, trainings that are in demand in the market today in various forms. So I will basically tell you what is the difference between each of these pathways. So the business analyst pathway is for those students and those professors who want to learn uh, to be an analyst and create dashboards, create visualizations, and create stories around data. So this pathway exposes learning resources which are non-technical in nature. So typically, if you are not from a technical background like engineering, if you are from commerce or any other stream, and you're still working with data, then this is the pathway to follow. Even if you're an engineer, for example, it's fine, but this pathway, like I mentioned, is highly non-technical in nature, and it's very easy to sort of learn. You don't need any technical background. So under this, once you click on this pathway, these are the 5 modules that are available to you. So they are split into 5 different categories. First is getting started, second is load data, third is visualization, fourth is searching and selecting, and fifth is sharing and storytelling. And under each of these pathways, you have different courses that are available to you. And each of these courses have certain set objectives. So you can see, for example, the first course, Why Click Sense, has this particular objective. Then second course has this objective. So each of the modules are split into certain courses, and the objectives are mentioned here. At the same time, the duration for learning is also mentioned here. So let us see what is contained in each of these courses. So let me click on one of these. So I've clicked on one of the course, which is getting started with ClickSense. Now under this course, you again have the learning objectives, like what exactly are you going to learn out of this particular course, what can you get out of this course, and what are the learning materials available. So one is the video that is available as an LMS to you. At the end of the video, there is a self-paced practice that is available, which means that it's more like a practice document. Third is in the form of notes. We have the takeaway document, so you don't necessarily need to take notes while listening to this, because we already have this made for you. Then at this end of this module, there is a small test which will help you understand whether you have understood this topic and whether you are good to go on to the next topic. So this is a typical format that is available under each of these courses. And like I mentioned, the time is mentioned, so you know how much time that you should be investing while learning. This is a self-paced training, which means you can stop and start at any time that you want. You don't have to do it at one go. So that's the flexibility that is offered. So as I told you before, 5 courses or 5 modules are available, and this is at an approximate duration of 8 to 10 hours. It depends on what is your pace. So that much time it takes. So that is the first pathway that is available to you. And as a part of the ICT Learnathon, this is the one that you should be telling your students or uh, to appear for, because that's the arrangement that we have done with Learnathon, that more and more students appear and get trained as a business analyst and appear for the exam that is offered under this pathway. The second is the data architect pathway, which also is another pathway that is available to you as a part of the academic program. Again, it is split into the same format. You have certain modules, and under each of the modules, you have objectives, and then you have courses which have the same format that I showed to you earlier. As I mentioned to you earlier, business analyst is for those who do not wish to explore the technical side of analytics, and whereas data architect is where you need some amount of technical knowledge, like you need some knowledge about coding, you need some knowledge about scripting or architecture or C++. That's the basic fundamental knowledge that you should have before attempting or trying to learn this pathway, because this is for mostly for those professionals or those individuals who have a technology background. Then the third pathway that is offered is the data literacy pathway, where we have various courses in data literacy, and these are again come with certifications. So we have courses in data literacy and data analytics that are available for you to learn and also get certified. Okay. So these are the three broad pathways that are available to you. And at the end of each of this pathway, you can appear for an exam that is conducted by us. Again, the exam is free. There are no charges. So this is where you can go and click for the exam. What is expected in the exam is also mentioned here very clearly. Uh, there is a PDF document which is available for you to see what are the various training you should have undergone before you attempt this exam. So ideally, you should see this document if you are comfortable that you know all the topics that have been covered in the earlier pathway that I mentioned. Then you should appear for the exam. Terms and conditions are there, how much duration is there. So a couple of things I would like to highlight here is that you get some limited attempts for this exam, and the attempts are three, and you are expected to get a score of minimum 70% in one of these three attempts. So these are the conditions that are required. So you should be sure that you are completely familiar with the topics for this exam. Number two, you should have a continuous internet connection. Okay, because in case the internet gets disconnected, then one attempt is lost. So both these things are very important whenever you or your students wish to appear for the exam. The total duration for the exam is about 3 hours. So you should be sure that you will be available for 3 hours continuous to appear for this exam. Okay. So that's the ClickSense business analyst exam. Again, I would like to emphasize this is the exam and this is the certification that you should go for in case you are a part of Learnathon by ICT. I would also like to talk about the other certification that is offered, which is a ClickSense Data Architect qualification certification. Again, the same format, you have certain terms and conditions that are mentioned here before you take the exam. The conditions are the same. This exam is slightly longer in nature. It's about for 4 hours. And again, for the same exam, you have to secure 70% marks within 3 attempts. That's an important criteria. Once you clear the exam successfully, this is the place that you should go to download your certificate, which you get it as a in a printed form if you want, or as you get a digital badge which you can highlight on LinkedIn or any other social media. So these are the two qualification certificates that are available to you. One is the business analyst, second is data architect. Then we also have two certifications which are available to you, which is the data analytics certification, which is a part of the data literacy course I showed you. And the fourth is data literacy certification. So the main difference between these two certifications and the earlier qualifications is that these two certifications have a detailed knowledge about data analytics as a subject. So it contains some topics in statistics, which you should be familiar with or you should be able to comprehend them. The learning material is again available to you here, but I think you should have a basic background about statistics as a subject. And number two is these two certifications are product agnostic. So it doesn't talk about Click, it doesn't talk about any other product that is in the market. So it's completely subject based, it's completely topic based. As I mentioned in my previous presentation, that we also have the data analytics curriculum, which is available for professors especially, and it contains topics in data analytics like data visualization, data analytics. So these are quite interesting, like material and resources that we have developed in-house, which you can use, as a part of your learning. And like I said, you can pick and choose some of the topics if you want, or you can embed the entire curriculum that's available to you. So I'll just show you an example of one topic that is covered under the data analytics curriculum. So, like interesting topics like visualizations are mentioned in this course, psychology of human perception. So how humans view data analytics in terms of psychology, and like the evolution of data analytics. If you have heard the story about Dr. Snow from London, how he discovered, he basically came up with a theory where there was a lot of issue around sanitation in London, and then he discovered through data analytics what was the reason for that. So all such examples and stories are mentioned here, so which are quite interesting for you to embed in your class. Again, these are product agnostic, so they only talk about data analytics and data visualization as a subject. So these are the key resources that are available to you as a part of the academic program. And I would like to again emphasize that after you receive the welcome email, there will be instruction mentioned in that, but the site that you have to go to is learning.com, and just clicking on programs will lead you to the academic program page. Okay, so I think maybe we can take some questions now. In the meantime, my colleague should be joining in.
Any questions, anyone? Please message us in the chat. You can message Sir directly, or you can message us in the chat. Anyone of the co-host can take up any of your questions.
Ma'am, one question is there.
Okay,
One question from one participant, like QLIC is automation software alone.
is it the question?
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that is
The
a question.
question is Click automation software?
Yeah, automation software alone. This is
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
yeah. QLIC is automation software alone.
No, it's a data analytics company, ma'am.
Okay.
We are a completely integrated data analytics company, so purely into data analytics. Any other question related to the program, academic program? What are the benefits offered, and how you can leverage them for your career and for your students' career?
They are asking like what basic qualification required for this course.
So this program is meant for graduate level students and above. So anybody who is doing any sort of a graduate level course, like maybe BE or BTech or BCom, BA, anything which is graduate level. Even we have students from the medicine background, pharmacy background. So anybody graduate level and above.
Sir, another question is like someone is asking like how I can join for this course, and please provide the fee structure also.
Okay, I'm giving you the link for to know about this program, and there is no fee structure. As I mentioned in the beginning, the entire program is completely free for students and professors. I've shared the link in the chat box, so if you can visit it later on.
Okay, sir. And another query, like, can we do predictive or forecasting on real-time streaming data like of stock market?
That's a very good question, ma'am. We will be having a presentation by my colleague Ashwath Raj, who has joined us. So he will throw light on this. So Ashwath will make a note of this and maybe talk about this.
Sir, there is no link in the chat you're talking about. Have you already sent the link?
Sir, kindly send the link in chat. You just click on chat, just paste the link and press
No, I
send.
actually, I think sent it to Dr. Maitri. I think now I will.
No, you just
copy
send
paste.
to everyone.
Yeah, I got it.
And one more thing is that Sonali, kindly make the Mr. Ashwath as co-host.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Anisha ma'am has the rights to.
Yeah, Anisha, you can do that.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay.
So if there are no questions, I would just like to introduce my colleague Ashwath in brief before he starts the presentation.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah.
Like how we can incorporate the data and analytics in the research?
So basically, like currently, if you're using any tools in analyzing your research data, I think maybe it might be in the form of Excel or some other tool. So if you have the data in a structured form, then it's very easy to use ClickSense to analyze the data. And in the demo, I think you'll get a better idea on how to use your data to analyze and come up with findings.
They are asking like using the QLIC resources.
Yeah, so like how to use the data to analyze information is what is going to be, like my colleague is going to present next. How can you use ClickSense to analyze data is, I think, the main theme of the demo.
Okay.
And in any case, once you sign up for the academic program, you have all the learning materials that are available for you right from scratch. So just follow the pathways that I showed you, or if once you get an email, you will be given a detailed guide on how to use the academic program resources. So in any case, once you sign up for the program, you have all the information at your disposal on how to use the product and the program resources.
Okay, sir. No further questions in the chat box right now.
Okay, sir. I think there are no further questions.
Okay. Sure. So let me now introduce my colleague Ashwath Raj, who's a pre-sales solution architect at Click, and he's a technical person and he knows the product in and out. His main role in Click is to explain the product features to our clients. So we are very lucky that he's offered to come today to present the product to us. So Ashwath is highly experienced as far as technology is concerned. He has been with Click since the last 1.5 years now. And even before Click, he has worked in the BI space. Like before Click, he worked with Visual BI. And then before that, he worked with another company where he was working with other data analytics products. So as an analytics professional, Ashwath is highly skilled. And with Click, again, he's one of the most sought after resources in the company. So I will ask Ashwath to please take over and start his presentation.
Thank you, Pankaj, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on the call. Like Pankaj said, I'll showcase the product and what are the different features and capabilities that are available and how the product is, used to analyze more and more of data. So that is the agenda. Now, when I'm presenting the demo, I'll do it in two different stages. So first, I'll showcase to you how end users can leverage a already built dashboard. Second, I'll showcase to you how a dashboard can be built from scratch by any user. Okay. Now, we definitely post the demo session. We'll have a Q&A. Feel free to ask any questions. We'll be happy to answer. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once my screen is visible.
So the screen is visible, but your video is switched off. So if you could just switch on your video.
There's a problem with my video camera. That's why I've not
No issues.
switched it
No
on.
issues.
Yeah.
The screen is visible.
Oh, great. Thank you for the confirmation. Now, this site that you're looking at, this is a publicly available site. So this is a site called demo.click.com. I'll just put this in the chat window as well. This contains many different ClickSense ready-made dashboards, which can be explored by the different end users. So if you want to understand the features of the tool, you can come to this site, and there are so many different apps across industries. You can filter by financial services if you want, then look at insurance, or you can go at supply chain, healthcare. So many options are there. So this will be a good place to start with when you are exploring the tool. Now, when we are looking at the dashboard, I'm going to take an example of this procurement dashboard, which is available in this particular site. This is a SAP procurement dashboard. So where does procurement dashboard comes in? It usually comes in supply chain. And procurement is something that happens in any industry, right? Whether we, even if we take, let's say, for example, restaurants or food or any agri-business, you definitely have to procure the products from different places. So there the procurement comes. Then let's even take healthcare, for example. So there you will have its own supply chain, which will have the procurement also. The procurement of the medicine, the storage, all of that. So procurement is something that is very common to all the different industries that are there. Now we are looking at procurement dashboard, which is for the manufacturing industry. When I say manufacturing, specifically manufacturing many mechanical components like screws, bolts, nuts, etc. So this is the context of the dashboard that we're going to look at. So here you can see that there are many important KPIs or important measures that are shown over here, like what is the total number of defects. So in the current year, the defects is 24,000, whereas in the previous year, it has been 59,000. So that kind of high level overview we get. Then there are several charts that are showing that which are the different materials in terms of the quantity. And these are the different business areas. So corporate others has the highest number of defects. Now, as a user, we can go and apply filters saying that I want to analyze only 2015 data for a particular business area, maybe from some specific set of plants. When I say plants, those are manufacturing the products, manufacturing plants basically. And you can see the charts are immediately changing as per the selection. Now, what the user can also do is they can do a Google-like search to filter the data. Now, let's take an example. If the user wants to filter the data, let's say based on country, okay, we do not see country as a field anywhere over here, so it's very difficult to filter the data. But instead, the users can use this smart search option where they can just go here and type, for example, in China and Singapore, in 2016 and 2017, I want to analyze the data for the material screws. So when we are typing these keywords, whichever we want to filter, automatically, just like a Google search, we are getting all the matching values in the entire data model. When I say data model, the entire data that is loaded into the application or into the ClickSense application, it is searching across all the values and then showing the matching results. So here I can choose that, okay, I want to choose this output value. And once I click on it, the data is filtered. Right? So the users can just type out any term that they want to filter, and then the charts will immediately change. and whatever filter we are applying, right? Now we have applied a filter for material screws, then for China and Singapore, and then for specific years. Now this will be there across all the dashboards. You can move by clicking on this button on top right, and the same filter will be maintained. Now we can see that there are some color codes that are being shown over here, right? Green, gray, light gray, etc. So this is actually giving some very important insight for us. So right now we have selected screw material, China and Singapore. And when we click on the year, we can see that 2016 and 17 are highlighted in green color because these are the 2 years which we selected, right? So those are highlighted in green. But I'm also shown what happened in the other years also. Not only the years I selected, but in the other years. Now this color coding is telling me that in 2014 and 18, there were no screws sold in China and Singapore. So this dark grayed out values, right? 2014 and 18. This gives me a new insight which I may have missed. Now we asked the insight only for the some years, 16 and 17, but I'm getting the output for the all the years. And now this will actually prompt a question for me that, okay, in 16 and 17, screws were sold in these countries, but why no screws were sold in 14 and 18? This is what is giving the entire picture rather than just showing the data for what we selected, that is 16 and 17. It is showing me the entire values for all the years. So this is what is the true analysis, right? This grayed out value, then I can start asking question like why there were no sales in 2018 and 14. Then I can find out who was responsible for this. Then I can take the corrective action. So it is giving the both related values. When I say related, that is whatever we click, and the unrelated values, which do not match the filter criteria that you have put. This is what we call as the power of gray, and this is something very unique to Click platform alone, giving you the entire picture. Now, the next analysis that we can make from the different charts is that this scatter plot, let's maximize this. This is showing me the average price and the total number of defects. So if you want to, let's dive deep into it. If you look at the, let's say the price range, some particular price range, if we take this price range, you can see that the number of defects is quite high, right? It is going up to close to 3,000, or let's select more than 1,000 defects and see only those products. So these are the products which are more than 1,000 defects. If you look at the price range, it is somewhere between 480 to 510. But if we look at the products which are, let's say, more than 600, right? You can see the maximum number of defects is just 110. In the earlier selection, when the range was around 510, that is the price range, the number of defects was more than 1,000. But as the price range increases, the number of defects decreases. So this is the true analytics what we are getting. Now, I can conclude from this that when the price range is very high, the number of defects is less. But the price range is less, the number of defects is more. So we can do this kind of analysis as well. Now let's move away from the dashboards a bit, okay, because we can see what is the total amount, what is the order amount trend for different years. But what if the user wants to get some additional insights apart from what is there in the dashboard? So let's focus on all the plants, manufacturing plants in North America. Now, once I make the selection, you can see now all the charts will change and show me the data only for the North American plants. But what we can do is we can go to this another window called Insight Advisor, and we can ask the cognitive engine behind the scenes that give me some insights apart from what is already there on the dashboard. So you can just click on this button and the cognitive engine will analyze the data and it will show me different insights. Now I get to know that the current year defects is 13,000 and all the materials that are manufactured in the North American plants are being shipped to Russia, Europe, Asia, Africa, different places. These charts are not there in the dashboard already, but the users are able to get this unexpected new set of insights, right, which they may have missed earlier. So the users are getting new insights, and they can also, take this chart and say that, okay, this defect seems to be very interesting for me, so I'll take this and add it back to my dashboard. So they can use it for their later reference also if they want, whichever ones they find it useful. They'll also have the flexibility to go and change, saying that I don't want to see by vendor city, but I want to see by business area. So when I'm changing this, you can see it automatically changes by showing business area. I can also change telling I want to see by defects. So it will show the defects by business area. And if I click on this button learn, when I make these changes, the engine will learn that the user is more interested in analyzing business area by defects. So the next time when I come and log in, it will give me more insights based on the business area and defects. So this is one capability. The other capability is the natural language process. So here I can start typing question like, show me let's say, defects by material. The advantage with this is if the user has some question which is not answered in the dashboard, they can simply just come here in NLP and type out the question, and automatically the corresponding chart will be generated. So now here I get to know that screw has the maximum number of defects. So I can select screws, and then I'll ask a follow-up question that show me orders by plants. Basically, I want to track where the most of the defects are coming from, who's manufacturing it. Now I've selected screws, if you remember, as a filter, and now I get to know that screws are mostly manufactured in Atlanta and Hamburg manufacturing plant. So now I can go and talk to the manager and talk about the quality issues. So this kind of follow-up questions you can keep asking, and that will lead to more and more analysis. We can also come here and then simply say that I want to do analysis. I want to see materials wise orders. So as we just click on it, oops, sorry about that. Yeah. As we click on that, automatically the corresponding chart is generated. So if I have material and orders, if I click on defects, yes, please.
I think we have a question from Dr. Harsha Ratnani. Can we take her question right now?
Can we take it at the end, please? There will be a separate Q&A session, so we can take the questions then.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, we can take up your question later then. Okay, sir, please continue.
Yeah. So as we make the selection, you can also see the corresponding charts are getting generated. So, we can very easily just click on whatever fields we want, and the corresponding charts are generated. Now let's get back to the dashboard. One very common ask that is there in the industry now is that users just don't want to look at the numbers, right? Just saying that amount was this much, orders was this much, and all that. They want to get some true analysis. For example, they want to analyze data patterns. They want to detect data patterns. So to do that, we have another feature. So here, let's say we can go to this option called selections on the top right hand side. So my goal is that I am interested in automotive business area and few more business areas, let's say engineering and construction and mechanical engineering. Now, if I want to analyze on these three business areas, one option, I can come back to the charts or the dashboard, then I can see the data for those three business areas alone. Two, I can go to the Insight Advisor, and then I can ask questions, generate insights and all that. But the other option is I can go here and say, now give me some data patterns, right? So if you click on this generate insights under this associative insights, let's choose defects. I want analysis of these three business areas based on the defects. So if we click on this output, this is telling me that those three business areas we selected contribute to 11.5% of the total defects that were there, that are there in the entire manufacturing. Right? Next, if you look at from a company level, now this is giving me an insight that totally there are 18 companies. Out of that 18 companies, 8 companies manufacture products in the 3 business areas: the automotive, mechanical engineering, and construction. But the very surprising insight that we get is those 8 companies actually contribute to 86.7% of the total defects that were there. Now, this is something that we wouldn't have been able to find just with any bar charts or pie charts, right? So once we get to know that, okay, these 8 companies are contributing to so many defects. Now, what are those 8 companies? That will be the obvious follow-up question. So then we can say that, okay, show me those 8 companies. And now we have those 8 companies selected. So we can say select those companies, and those 8 companies are selected as filter. Then we can go back to the dashboard and analyze more data about those 8 companies below. So this way you can detect the data patterns, why something is happening, what is the impact analysis of, let's say, the North American plant, etc. That kind of analysis also we can do. And then, of course, one very common ask in the industry is we want a tabular report. So here also we have a lot of flexibility. So I can say I want all the orders that end in 201. Let's say, for example, all the orders that were placed after, let's say, 30th of October in 2016. And we can even say that I want to see all the materials where the total defects is greater than 15. So directly I can just type that expression here. Then only those materials having that much defects will be shown. Now, obviously, we would want to share this insight with others, right? That these two are having a lot of defects. So one way is we can right click here and then download this as a PDF or Excel or as an image. But if you want to share that insight with other users, let's say several users, thousands of users, we can do something like taking snapshot. Snapshot, imagine it's like taking a photograph. Then we can go to the storytelling capability. Storytelling, you can imagine it like a inbuilt PowerPoint. So here in this slide, I can drag and drop that snapshot I took. And then I can add a text here saying that materials with high defects. Now the advantage is every user, whoever is accessing the dashboard, will be able to get this key insight. So it leads to more and more collaboration. So this way, the insights are very easily shared. So we can also do, we can also easily build any charts that we want to. For example, if let's say this is the chart that we are looking at, if we want to build something new, we can say duplicate this, and we are taken to the dashboard building window. So here I can say that I don't want this scatter chart, but I want to use this bar chart. So I can just drag and drop the bar chart here and say I want to see business area wise, let's say orders, and the chart is built. Now I'll cover in the next segment about how we can build the charts and everything. But from what I wanted to show in this first segment is what are the different kind of analysis that we can make using the ClickSense as a platform. So now I can take up few questions and then post the next segment. Again, we can have a few more Q&A.
Okay, sir. Harsha ma'am, you can ask your question.
Ma'am, I would like to get unmuted. Can I? Sir, I want to see the source of this data. Like you were doing it for SAP procurement. Maybe I'm not doing it for SAP procurement. So how do I get originally the data is very well structured, I can see. Because the filters are only applicable if my data is complete and it is not having any void values and it is collected in a structure. So how do we make it like the original structured data? I want to see that first.
Right. So I'll show you in the next segment about the data modeling and the cleansing of the data. But just to give you like an overview.
No, like if I want to see the original data of this dashboard, where do I see that?
This dashboard data model is not available from this website.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll show. For the next segment, I'll be using Excel file with close to 10 different sheets. So there I'll show you how that modeling and all that is done.
So we are expected to take our data always on the site beforehand. We should have our primary data with us, or you provide some secondary data also, like a live, some kind of a live data which you have gathered from any site or any sales.
There will be some sample data that would be readily available. But of course, from when it comes to research and purpose, mostly you'll be using your own database, and the data can be residing in Excel. It can be in let's say in any database. So let's say like SQL Server, for example, or PostgreSQL. You can bring the data from any different system. And what we usually do, let me give you an idea from the industry side, right? What happens when the end users are using ClickSense is they usually don't have the data coming from only one source. Some tables, let's say there are 20 tables. Some 5 tables will come from Excel, 5 from SQL Server, 5 from PostgreSQL, another 5 from, let's say, Hadoop. Just for example, I'm saying. So all these 20 tables from different sources can be brought into ClickSense. And then inside ClickSense itself, there is a SQL kind of scripting capability that is there. Using that, you can extract the data, transform, cleanse the data, and then that final structured data we can get. And that data is then used in ClickSense.
So what is the upper limit? Like, as in, what is the total capacity? How much maximum data we can fit in like that?
There is no limit for any on the data volume, because again, from an industry example that I can give you, there is one of the customers we have is a large, uh, you know, uh, they are one of the biggest players in the oil and in the petroleum industry, basically in India. Maybe they are the largest. So they have these petrol bunks, retail outlets across the country, almost 30,000. So from there, they are getting IoT data. There, if you see, they have billions of rows per month. Per month, billions of rows of data will come, and they at any given time they analyze at least 6 months of data. So there is no restriction when it comes to the tool in terms of the data volume.
Okay, so thank you.
Any other questions before I proceed to the next one?
Yes, sir. One more question. One participant is asking, like, QLIC can centralize the data, and can this QLIC secure all the data?
See, again, say secure as in at what level? If you are saying that, let's say it's an India level dashboard and the Western region manager logs in, then we can apply a security that only the Western region data is shown to that manager. So that way we can apply the security and also secure the data.
Okay, sir.
Means you want to say that we can create the roles and we can set the privileges to the different
Yeah.
users of the data?
Yeah, absolutely. You can create new groups, you can create new security rules, and it's very flexible in terms of how you want to apply the security and permissions.
Okay.
Okay, so next I'll quickly take you through when we are building a dashboard, how exactly the process is.
So
we'll-
so sorry to interrupt. So which
Yeah.
cloud you are using? Like, as in we are putting the data on your cloud. So do you have a private cloud service, or you're using these other global clouds?
Yeah, the underlying cloud for our cloud services is AWS, Amazon Web Services.
So that means the whole data we are indirectly handing it over to that domain.
You will be uploading it in the cloud, but
Yeah.
in terms of security, maybe I'll just show you one link before I proceed further. So in terms of security, I will just recommend you to have a look at this site and just type click trust. So it is a very, very highly secured cloud setup, and it has got a military grade certification as well. So you can just go through this entire thing, and that will give you a confidence and also an idea about the security on how we handle the data. Right now, I'll quickly just take you through a dashboard building process. Right, so I've just created a new application, and there are two ways in which we can bring the data. One, you can use a bit of SQL scripting to bring in the data, but that is usually taken care when you want to do heavy duty data transformation and cleansing, right? So that capabilities are also there. Or also, if you just simply want to bring the data into ClickSense, then you can click on this add data option, and then you can select from a list of sources. Here I'll choose this sales multi-table. This is an Excel file, and here I'll just choose all the tables that are there. Now, once this is done, you can give on next. And usually, again, from an industry perspective, I want to give you an idea is when you bring the data over here, the challenge is the non-technical users will find it difficult to do the data modeling because they won't know whether they should use right join, left join, full outer join. Because if you use a wrong join, then the data will come out wrong, right? So here you can see all these different tables are there, and you can see the corresponding records that are shown at the bottom. Now, how exactly will you make sense on how the relationship between different tables should be there? One, you can click on each of the bubble, and then it will tell you that this territories is related with these different tables. Then this employees is more related with offices. But this may not give a lot of confidence for the end users, right? So that is where there's an inbuilt recommendation that is taken care by the cognitive engine. It will analyze all the different fields, and it will give a recommendation on based on what fields in each of the table the association should be done. That is, the relationship should be built. So here I can just say apply all, and then you can see that data modeling is automatically taken care. So if we take, for example, offices and employees, there is office ID in employees table and office ID from the office table. Same way for orders and order details, based on order ID and order ID, the relationship has been created. So when we are doing this kind of operation, it's not very complicated because we need not specify what join to use. Because if you use an inner join, then some records might get lost, right? So through this, the data modeling part is done. Of course, there are other capabilities where you can come here and then say that, okay, I want to add a new column. I want to, let's say if you want, you can add a new field, calculated field. I'll just call it test, for example. Then there are several inbuilt functions, statistical functions, string-based functions that are there. You can just have a look at it maybe later. There are several functions. So through this, you can build a new field if required. Then there are other pivoting, unpivoting can also be done. Then how to handle null values, that also you can define over here. So these are some of the transformation options that are available. Then we can simply say that, okay, load the data, and all these tables will get loaded into the ClickSense application. And like I said, data can be coming from Excel, or it can be coming from multiple sources. ClickSense can very easily handle it. And now we can just go and say that before building the dashboard, I want to get some insights. So you can come to the insights window and say generate insights for me, and it can create new charts for us, and that can lead to some unexpected insights. So you can take this, and we can also train the model saying that, okay, I don't see a lot of value in showing the extension, so don't recommend that to me, is something we can say. Don't propose this again, and it will learn that, okay, I won't recommend this hereafter. Now coming to the dashboard building part, this is the dashboarding area. Now here all the fields are available. So let's say I want to see the sales. So I drag and drop the sales, and automatically it will identify the right chart to use. So this is pure number. So it is choosing a KPI object. If I take, let's say, category name and drag and drop, now you can see when I'm adding more fields, it will automatically convert the right chart to use. So I'm like comparing one field and one measure, it is a bar chart. Now if I'm taking another measure and putting over here, this will convert into a scatter plot, which is the right way to represent. So this way you can build a chart, or you can choose the chart you want. I can say I want to see by a bar chart. Let's take, for example, employee name and quantity. So we can build the chart like this. Then if we have any date field, right? So if I'm taking order date, dragging and dropping over here, and then I take a quantity, let's take a different field. Let's take higher date, for example. So here, if I again drag and drop, you can see this will convert automatically into a line chart. So this way you can just drag and drop, and ClickSense will take care of what chart to use, or you can specify what is the chart that you want to use. So there are more than 20 different charts that are available inbuilt in ClickSense, like heat map, Sankey chart, etc. So you can use the analysis from all this. There are several other options if you want to utilize. So we take the city, for example, and quantity. So when I take city, it's a geographical data, so it will automatically plot it as a map chart. Now you can see city-wise quantity. I can also add, something like alternate dimension. I can say I'm adding category name as alternate dimension, and let's say, or let's take a different one. Okay, just for demonstration purpose, let's take this freight cost, right? So here, then the user can come and they can filter the data, saying that I want only US data. So they can come and select over here, and all the charts will change immediately according to the selection. And I can also, if you remember that alternate measure I selected, I can switch between employee name and category name. So category name was an alternate dimension again, and from quantity to freight also I can switch. So this way, in the same chart, you can make multiple analysis. So like this, there are a lot of advanced capabilities. For example, if you want to show, let's say, out of 10 different cities, you want to show only the top 10, then we can restrict in such a way that only the top 10 are shown. So I can limit it, saying that I want to see only the top 3. So if I give 3 as a value, then it will show me only the top 3. So this way we can make it very dynamic. So these are some of the options. I've given it a very high level. There are much more sophisticated capabilities that are available, but I just wanted to give you an overview of what different options are available for the end users. So I can take up any questions.
Okay, so any questions? Anyone has any question? Dr. Harsha?
Which site you were in? Because we started with a click demo and then you moved away and started making this dashboard. So where do we create this dashboard, on ClickSense or on demo page only?
So demo page, you will be able to only view and interact with the dashboard. You won't be able to build.
Ashwath, can I answer this question?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So, ma'am, once you sign up for the academic program, you are basically directed to creating an account on Click Cloud, where once you sign up, then you get access to this dashboard, and then you can start creating applications. So basically, you get access to the software, and then you can start building such applications. The instructions are mentioned in the email, the welcome email in detail.
Okay. Ashwath sir, can we use a PDF as a database? Like that's very unstructured, but can we use any PDF which we have downloaded from the website or somewhere?
PDF we cannot use as a source. PDF because for that there is an extractor.
Yeah, there has
acting as intermediary. Yeah. That will have to be used. But PDF directly we cannot bring. But in terms of the unstructured sources, if you look at, let's say, if you have data in JSON, you can bring the data in JSON as well, or other traditional sources like RDBMS or CSV, tab delimiter, all that will be able to handle. For PDF, you need an intermediary extractor.
That is, as an outsource, we have to do it at first level.
Yeah, that will have to be handled externally. But we don't usually see PDF being used as a source. But if that is the case, yeah.
No, PDF is not the source. PDF is the available data. it is not like, how do I get, like, I know there is a PDF and there is a lot of data on that. So if I have to extract the data from there directly, it won't happen on Click. That's my query basically.
Yeah, directly if you are pointing to a PDF, the data is not captured by Click. But PDF as a source, we don't see much or almost none. So the approach, if you are looking at for PDF as a source, then there is an external reader that will be available that will convert it into a CSV. Then from that CSV, you can bring it into ClickSense.
All right. Any other questions? Anisha ma'am, are there any questions in the chat?
No, ma'am, no question.
So I think we can proceed ahead.
So that was all that I wanted to cover from the demo perspective. So thank you for the time. I'll hand it back to Pankaj.
Thank you, Ashwath. Thanks for the presentation. So, ma'am, I'm happy to take any questions related to the academic program, because I think some of the questions were related on how we can start building applications and how do we make use of the academic program resources. So if some new questions have come up, I'm happy to take them, because as far as my presentation is concerned, I've covered almost everything.
Sir, there are no questions on YouTube Live also. So
Okay.
the only questions which can be posted are in the chat box. Anyone from the co-host, if you are getting any messages, please shoot to the speaker.
Sir, I just would like to know that most of the faculties these days are doing research, right? So normally we do different, we use different tools like SPSS, or we use the machine learning algorithms also for our data analytics. So these all things can be done in Click itself.
Maybe I'll just take up that one question, Pankaj.
Sure.
When it comes to the machine learning algorithm, let's say you want to do clustering or forecasting kind of analysis or market basket analysis, we can do it in ClickSense.
Okay.
Capabilities like clustering is something that is natively already available in ClickSense. And forecasting is also something that we will be bringing it in this year. But you'll also have the flexibility to integrate ClickSense with external engines like R, Python, or even MATLAB, Spark, any third engine basically. We will be able to integrate, and we'll be able to do forecasting and all that in real time. When I say real time, I'll also just make it clear that let's say you are saying that forecast for the next 36 months, right? So in ClickSense, you just enter the value 36, and this will get passed immediately to the Python engine, and then Python will forecast the data that will again be brought into ClickSense, and it will visualize that entire thing in a line chart or whatever it is. So this whole process will be taking less than 5 seconds to do. So that way we can do all the advanced analytics. In fact, many companies are doing that by this integration.
Normally we are in machine learning, what we do, we get the data and we train some data, and then we test the data for the correctness of the algorithm. So this kind of thing can we do? We provide the data and then we can get the predictive analysis based on the training of the data kind of thing. No.
See, those operations are more of for a machine learning platforms. What
Yeah.
ClickSense does is it's only data visualization and data preparation.
Okay.
That we can handle. But like I said, training part we cannot do, but you can integrate and do these kind of forecasting and all these kind of analysis.
Okay. And whatever algorithms are being used for predicting or forecasting, can we see, can we get the information about the algorithms being used in Click?
The algorithms that we'll be using actually will be defined in the external engines. That is, whatever algorithm you're defining R and Python, that same will be leveraged again in ClickSense as well. Okay. So if you are forecasting, let's say, sales, So you will, whatever algorithm you will be putting in Python for forecasting the sales, the same you will be putting in ClickSense. So when you make the selection, it will send that expression to Python. It will predict the data and bring it back to ClickSense.
Okay. So it provides an interface, you can say.
Yes.
Okay.
That is one of the use cases.
Okay. So any other question? Anisha, please check, and then
Yes,
we can
ma'am,
make
there is a question. Like,
Yeah.
like one of our participants is saying they want to join the course, like certain course. They are saying, she's saying, please highlight the details, or I have to explore on the link you shared.
Yes, ma'am. The link that I shared contains all the information about the academic program, and it will give you a very good introduction about how to sign up and what are the various resources available. And in case there are any questions, maybe you can reach out to Dr. Narula, and then maybe she can forward those questions to me about the program. I'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah, one question I myself am having about the course for my students. So can you tell me ki if my student learns this program, so how are the chances of getting the placement? Which are your clients who can hire him for this Click Sense?
Yeah, so like I said, ma'am, we have more than 50,000 customers. So the job market is pretty open as far as ClickSense is concerned to get recruited. Besides these customers, we also have more than 1,700 system integrator partners like TCS, Wipro, Cognizant. They use our technology and they actually hire on a very large scale. So these are all potential areas where they can get recruited from. And in addition, only by learning the Click academic program does not only make you an expert in Click, it also gives you an edge over other students because you have learned one analytics tool, and the fundamentals remain the same. So you can basically apply the same learning if you are being recruited for a competitors, position. So that always is helpful. But having said that, the job market, the gap between the supply and demand is quite large. So I think it's a great value add for any student.
Sir, like the Salesforce students, we say, okay, you're learning a skill. So if I have to tell them, okay, this can be an add-on to Salesforce, or it would be a something as a different takeaway.
It's a different technology, ma'am. So they are learning to be a business analyst or they are learning to be a data architect. These are in itself, what do I say, designations in the field of data analytics. So when you are approaching someone who's recruiting for data analytics, I think the commonly offered roles are data analyst, business analyst, data architect. These are the typical roles that are offered. So Salesforce is a different technology, whereas data analytics or ClickSense or Click is a different technology.
Okay, sir. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, sir. With this, I think we are coming to the end of the session.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to thank Mr. Pankaj Muthe for making us aware about the Click Academic Alliance program for data analytics, which can be done by the teachers also and the students also. So the teachers, all the teachers which are here as participants, they can tell their students to take up some course which is going to add value to their CV, you can say, for they will become more employable. And I would also like to thank Mr. Ashwat Raj for walk us through the Click platform for data analytics and what are the features it is having, how we can do the analytics using this software. So I hope all the participants must have learned a lot today. And as the theme of our this faculty development program is that we are going to explore the innovative solutions for these new age technologies. So this is, I think, Click is one of them. These days it is coming up, and as Mr. Pankaj has shared with us that lots of clients are there, lots of people are using these kind of softwares for the analytics for their businesses. So it is a good opportunity for the students and faculties to learn these kind of softwares for the data analytics, and the students will also be getting benefited from this. So also I would like to put on records the efforts of all my faculties and staff of Department of Information Technology, who have really put their efforts to make this event as a grand success. And I think all my organizing team is working fine and very well, and to organize and coordinate with the participants and the guests. So thank you all the team. So, and thank you all the participants for joining these sessions. I know a lot of work faculties are doing these days, teaching, online teaching, and so many other activities, academic activities teachers are involved. Still, they are able to take out some time to learn these new innovative solutions. So thank you all the participants. I will appreciate that if you are able to write some questions related to the sessions. So it is going to help all the other participants also to learn about that. Thank you very much, everyone. So I think we should wind up the session now.
Thank you.
Ma'am, there's a group photographs right now. No?
Okay.
Group photographs.
Okay.
Ma'am, Sonali ma'am, please, you can remove this screen.
Yeah, so
yeah, we would like to request all the participants if they can switch on their camera, so we will have a group photograph, although we all are in virtual mode right now. So but still we would like to capture the moments. All of you, please switch on your camera. And Anisha, you can put the this thing on grid mode. I think mine is not okay now. Yeah,
it's in it is on gallery mode.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think we should all smile.
Yeah. I think attendance link and feedback link has already been shared in chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The attendance link and the feedback link will be active till 1 p.m. So it's a request to each and every one of you to fill and do the needful ASAP. Because once it is disabled, then we will not be opening the link for anyone. So the second thing is, thank you everyone for attending the day 2 session of the FDP. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for such motivational and inspiring words. And the session was indeed very knowledgeable and helpful for every one of us. But it's a request. One more request is there that everyone should join with their own name. We do not entertain names like Del or any other regional languages which have been written. So please take care of this thing tomorrow. So tomorrow the session will be from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So join in accordingly.
Yes, this is the change. I would like to inform all the participants. Tomorrow the session will be taken by some international speaker. So because of their timings, the timings of their country, we have adjusted the timings for our session. The session will be from 2 to 4. Please make a note of it, all of you. And the link will be shared with all of you in WhatsApp groups and your mails also.
Thank you so much. Please do not forget to fill the attendance and the feedback link. Both should be filled. Only then the certificate will be provided. You need to have 80% of attendance to get the e-certificate for this FDP. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.